$822,120.84 US dollar event. And the reason why I broke that down is, well, that's just the conversion, and that's just what comes out of using a currency calculator or a currency converter. So let's get straight into the action here. Remember, the two stars to watch out for, Lee Won and Hong Jun-min, kind of played tag with each other, and it's only in the last 3 rounds that Hong Jun-min actually broke through and went 1 under ahead of Lee Won. Today, they're both pretty much even Stevens. Here's Park Bo-kyung as she tees off for hole number 10. Had a bogey, a birdie, and an even score finish in the last 3 days, so it's pretty much a complete picture. So a lot is expected here today. Also a reminder that this is the 2025 KLPGA Korean Tour. It's the 48th season of the LPGA of Korea Tour, which is the professional golf tour for women operated by the Korea Ladies Professional Golf Association. Looking very bright and resplendent. That's Lee Won. Has cast off her slacks today, which is a bit unusual. She normally does love to play mainly in slacks, but it's good to see her. She's come to play for the occasion, and left to be seen what she can come up with. She had a bit of a, well, I'm going to say not her bogey, but her boogie man yesterday was hitting the rough, and she did that a couple of times over. She kept hitting the rough. She kept getting onto the edge, off the fairways or into the cat box, and that's what kind of was a challenge for her for about almost 9 or 10 holes. Now today, well, let's find out what Lee Won can come up with.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 뒤 잠시 멈춰주세요.
It's that old saying in life, you can cover all the loopholes. If something has to go wrong, it will. So here we are on hole 9, and that's going to be her second effort. Lee Won currently on 11 under. She's had just one. Well, 1 point that she's gained since yesterday. Really, golfers like Lee Won and Hwang Yun-min, they really look, they're small, they're petite. You don't think they're golf powerhouses, but they actually are. They're very skilled players, very young, in their 20s. Lee Won, for that matter, probably about 22. But they really shine, and their skill sets are just amazing. Here's Hong Jun-min, goes in for a second stroke on hole 9 as well, and she's going to try and avoid that tree. Couldn't keep away from it. That tree just looms there, doesn't it? Well, I was just talking about yesterday how we have the cherry blossoms, and there were so many, patches of pink around in the last 2 days. And that's kind of withered down today, if you notice. And that's what happens with cherry blossoms, right? You miss the bloom, and then you pretty much miss everything. And it's just a day or so, or 2 days at the max. Jung Ji-yo has had a driving accuracy of over 70%. He's off for hole number 10. Well, fairly clear skies today. It doesn't look like there's anything to mar the occasion. Keep in mind the fact that yesterday we did have a spot of rain. It was just a passing shower, but it was quite strong. It did remain for for a little bit of time. So temperature conditions are always very, very important. Wind conditions, and you can see those patches of white. Well, that's what happens with the sakura blossoms. They, first are that really beautiful pink, and then of course it kind of withers down to a white, and then the flowers finally fall off, or the blossoms finally fall off, and you'll see a lot of them strewn on the ground. Absolutely wonderful. So yesterday was such a picture perfect day, but today, well, it could be a picture perfect day for our golfers depending on who caps it off here today, and that's going to be a very, very important one. So 18 degrees Celsius, a sunny skies predicted for most part of the day. Wind speeds are just about 2.7 miles. I think it shouldn't be really too daunting. You can see the greatest indicator of it is when you see the flagstick sway. The moment they start to do the salsa, you know that there's something wrong on, and that the wind's going to play true into whatever our golfers' efforts are. Leave on. And I think she'll be fairly happy with the fact that she's had quite an impressive run in this tournament. Now, last year she did pretty well to win the Blue Canyon championship, towards the start of the year, and this really sets the tone for what you can do for the rest of the year. Yes, Hong Jun Min, she's got 63 meters to cover, her third effort on hole 9, and I think that's fairly good. What's been very impressive about Hong Jun Min is she's approached this course in a very, very different manner. She's just kept a low profile, nothing flamboyant. She's just gone about it like a regular day at the office, and it's sometimes golfers like that can make the difference. Now Park Bo Kyum using an 8 iron, she's going to go in for her second stroke, and that is for hole number 10. Jihan Sol aiming for birdie on hole number 11, 15.8 meters. It's quite a distance to cover, about 75% of that, or 70% of the carpet area. And that's just going to be a Cuban for her. Not the easiest when you are trying to putt from a distance. Here's An Song Yi. She also had a very interesting day. She's down to 4 under, finished with 6 under yesterday if I'm not mistaken. She's on to her third stroke for hole 9, 61 meters to cover. And that's a very, very well placed effort from her. Just looking back at Lee Yvonne, when the year started off and we had the first event of the year, she was aiming to, defend her title well in the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship that was played at the Blue Canyon Country Club in Thailand, but she wasn't able to do that, and it's very interesting because this is one of those events where you really, it's like pretty much the inaugural event or the precursor to what, or the pre-event or the prequel the prequel, that's the right way to put it, to, you know, what has to come up for you later on. And she, of course, could not defend that, but she's looking for her first win here. 17 meters to the hole, hole number 9. Oh, that would have been such an amazing finish. Well, something's got to give, it's got to give. And what's very interesting here is, while, you know, Lee Won actually missed out on the title at the Blue Canyon, well, this title was really picked up by Hwang Yu-min last year, and Hwang Yu-min is the defending champion, but this year it's been a bit tough for her. Ji Han Sol looking to finish on par for hole number 11. She's still maintaining her 6 under. Shouldn't be too difficult, and that's an easy slot in for her. So she'll stay with 6 under as she gets well further into the event. She's going to finish well through hole 11. And the real star of the start of the year was at the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship was Park Bo-kyum, who won the $800,000 event, and that too being her third, you know, championship win. Hong Jun-min aiming for birdie on hole 9, and this could take her up to a 12 under. She's been here before, right from hole number 10 to number 15 yesterday, where she struggled to find those birdies. And that's pretty much a little bit of a replay of yesterday, but as long as she can keep it within the navigational beacons of finishing on par, she doesn't have a worry, as long as she doesn't drop the score. So she'll look to cap this off with an even score. So that 11 under remains untouched. 36 on the front 9. Started a day with a bogey, but kind of redeemed herself with a birdie later on. It would have been good for her to have gone to a 12 under, but I think she'll rest easy for the time being. Now here's Lee Won. And it's uncanny how you normally have the trios changing from day to day, depending on the scores and what will be the focus point, or who could be, you know, the projected winners or the favorites. And yesterday, Lee Won and Hong Jun-min were together with Jung Ji-ho, and it looks like, well, they're inseparable when it comes to the contest. So here we go back again. Lee Won, she's a lot closer, and a chance here for her to take the lead once again, a lead that she held for most part of round 3. I do stand corrected. There's a chance for her to finish on par and stay as a co-leader. 100% par save so far today. And I think this is really, you know, that part that I was talking about. Golfers get to play in free fall or on free flow when you're looking at, you know, the first 2 days of the first 2 rounds. When you get at the 3rd round and the 4th round, now this is the pressure that mounts on you. And Lee Won now will fall back into 2nd place because she's going to bogey that, you know, the 9th hole. Oh, that's such a beautifully crafted putt, but just fell short of it. That ball is definitely shy of the duck, so there's absolutely no chance for her to find a way through. But we move on now to that other star, probably one of the best when it comes to, well, the way that she enjoyed the day yesterday is An Song-yi. She's aiming for a birdie on hole number 9. Had a few worries here today, you know, in the early part. And that's just slipped out. So it's always on the final day, isn't it, when everything that would have gone right for you in the previous days just changes, and it really is the pressure more than anything else. So she'll have to settle for an on-par. Birdie would have been good for An Song-yi. Now here's Lee Won. She's had a hiccup on this hole, and And she will have to drop points, aiming for a bogey here now. Hole number 9. Well, she does manage to finish that, which means now she goes to, well, second on the leaderboard. And, she's also had a birdie and a bogey. Pretty much kind of running parallel with, Hong Junmin's performance. But let's not forget, the only reason Hong Junmin is ahead is because she had a point. She finished with 11 under compared to Lee Won's 10 under yesterday. Now, Park Bo Kyung. Oh, that's just gone past the destination. Just a little bit too much of a push on it. She's another golfer to watch. Started her year with a lovely win at the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship. She's a very stylistic golfer. And much can be expected from her. Now here's Jihan Sol. As she tees off for hole number 12. She's going to go with an 8 iron. You've got bunkers and hazards on either side. You've got to be very careful with hole number 12. But getting down to hole number 10, here's Jung Ji-ho. Will aim for birdie. She's at quite a distance, from the target. Well, as long as she can keep her score intact, she's on 7 under. Well, she was placed along with Lee Won and Hong Junmin yesterday. But today finds herself, well, in new company. Park Bo Kyung along with Jung Ji-ho for company. Will aim for an on-par finish for hole 10. And that's just gone past it, which means, well, she will drop points as well. Now, you just take a scenario where you put any of these golfers on a course on any given day and you go and compete against them and they're playing for fun or they're just playing for, there is no title at stake. And believe you me, not only will they get their shots on 100%, they will give you a whooping like you don't expect. Now let's look at how Hong Junmin has performed. 68 in the first round, 69 in the second, 68 in the third round. She's on pretty much on an even score today because she hasn't, she had one bogey and then made it up with a birdie. But she has been extremely consistent. Her putting has been consistent. Her drives have been fantastic. Driving accuracy has been over 80%, for most of yesterday and the day before. So, for my money, just in terms of how consistent she's been, she is the golfer to beat. But don't right away Lee Won because she's the one who dominated most of yesterday's, time on the course. And there's every chance that she could change things around. But Hong Junmin, we might have a surprise in waiting here today. Very calm, very collected. She's kept her stroke play, well, pretty much in the safe zone. She's teed off extremely well for most part of this event. Now after Hong Junmin, to tee off for hole 10, here's going to be Lee Won. Driving accuracy about 29% today. She's on a 10 under. Well, she's got herself on the fairways, but I think this is one area where Lee Won will probably go back and after this tournament work on. Her driving hasn't been the best, and she has struggled, with teeing off through most of yesterday, today as well. And yesterday her accuracy was about 52%. Today it's about 29%. And when you take all that into account, it can be a bit of a worry, and that's the reason why she's actually had a stumbling block. Otherwise, she'd be, streets ahead of the rest of the pack. And then you take into account, a golfer like An Song-yi, who's just enjoyed every moment that she's had on the course. She was in, very good spirit yesterday. And here she's teeing off for hole number 10, 354 meters to cover. Currently on a 4 under score. Well, absolutely well placed, and with sunny skies, blue skies, and the sun really beating down fairly well. It's pleasant temperature, let me say that. It's absolutely pleasant temperature, and yesterday was just pretty much the same. Till the rains came along and just said, let's kind of dampen things a bit. But it hasn't been too hot in these spots, and even with the sun at 18 degrees, it's really a fine day to get out and play a round of golf, especially if you're a novice or you're somebody like me who just likes to get out, once in a while to play to play for leisure more than anything else. Competing is always an entirely different ball game, and I've been up against a few amateurs who've really given me a spanking with the golf club, and I mean that in a literal manner, where I played against youngsters, the girls as well, just outstandingly good. And the level of golf that they play is something else. Now here's Park Bo-kyung. She will bogey the 10th, which means she will drop in points as well. I don't think she's going to be too happy about that. Kim Na-young, the third stroke for hole 9. She's got a 3 under. A fairly decent placement from her, but that's going to roll a bit away from the tin cup, and I think keeping that uneven surface in mind on the green here, well, she will have to work for that birdie. Jung Ji-yo will need to finish on par to keep her score intact, and I think she's done well. She's done well to keep that 7 under. Lee Dong-gyun, well, we missed her for most part of yesterday on a second stroke for hole 18. 176 meters to the hole. Was one of the dew breakers here today. And I do love the way she goes about her business. Lee Dong-gyun, she's just a very focused, very dedicated golfer, and always brings something to the contest, and whether it means getting into that top 3, challenging, or getting into the final rounds most of the time. Ji Han-sol aims for birdie on hole 12, and we needed that. We all needed that after so many misses. So Ji Han-sol goes up to 7 under, and that's well done right here on hole 12 to have nailed the birdie. And well, I think that expression says it all. She's a happy camper.
됐습니다. 이거 멈춰주세요.
Han Song-yi, second stroke for hole 10. And she struck that well and hard. Now that's got onto the surface area. So I think she does realize that, yesterday Well, most things did go her way. Today it's been a bit of a struggle. And as I said on the final day, when you're up, and especially when you're the front, three or the top three on the leaderboard, there's always going to be that expectation. Knowing that you've come so close, and then you tend to be a lot more meticulous in your play. Well, it happens in a regular round of golf, even when it's non-competitive. So, it's an entirely different story when you're playing at this level, and you're playing for pride, and you're playing for, the prize money as well. Here's Lee Won onto a second stroke for hole 10. Got a bit of a chilly dip there, but I don't think it's going to worry her too much. Well, she's got herself onto the green. Now it's all about how she can navigate through and find, the flagstick. Hong Junmin onto a second stroke. It's going with the power wedge. That means something. 3.4 meters elevation, 110 meters to cover. And that's fantastic, isn't it? Her placement, choice of clubs. It's almost like she's been very organized in this event. And if I have to say, if there's one, golfer who's got it right in terms of just keeping herself organized, well, Hong Junmin, 11 under leads at the top. Lee Won, of course, is 10 under, right behind Hong Junmin. Jian Sol and Jung Ji on 7 under and tied third. And they could be, the ones also to watch out for, because if they get a couple of holes right, you never know, they could be challenging that top spot and the championship win here. So it's anyone's game to win. It's anyone's day to win. Let's remind you once again that we are coming at you live from the Dongray Bannister Golf Club in Busan, Korea Republic. This, of course, is the Doosan ENG Weave Championship with prize money of $822,120 US dollars. Well, there's 84 cents after that, but I'm going to just ignore that. Probably call it $121. Always good to round it off, isn't it? You ever wonder if you ever go to a retailer and you actually pick up, let's say you go and pick up groceries, and you probably there's a deficit of about 25 or 30 cents that you probably own or you owe, the vendor, and they'll round it off to $1 for you. So if yours is, let's say, $25.40 or $25.55. And they'll just cap it off at $26, and it happens very often, unless it's the big malls and supermarkets. But if it's you that has to be paid that 25 or 30 cents, they kind of nullify it sometimes and just round it off to less than what you're supposed to get. It's just cents. It's just cents, but it's just a business, kind of practice, which always makes me laugh. Nothing serious about it. Back to the action right here, and a couple of golfers who really have struggled. Of course, Bang Chen Sil, Ro Seung Hui, Ma Da Som, Seo Yu Jin, Bai So Yoon. Well, most of Hwang Yu Min, who sits in tied 18th with just 1 under, and Kim Min Byul. Now, don't forget, Hwang Yu Min yesterday was at 7 under, and then she just gradually went into that decline. And this is what happens to her very often. She peaks on a certain day, maybe on day 1 or day 2. By day 3, the struggles start, and by day 4 it's pretty much done and dusted, and she's out of the contest. Really a fascinating golfer to watch. Definitely one of my favorites, and I do love the way she plays, because when she's at her peak, you can't really touch her. She's practically perfect with what she does, but consistency happens to be a very, very big question. And I think given the fact that she does take her skills very seriously, it's something that she'll probably work on. I mean, you've seen golfers like Yoon Ina work on their obstacles and overcome them, so why not? Just a bit of light breaking through the clouds. I do miss that, the shots that our cameramen were giving us yesterday, and you can see the cherry blossoms on the left fading away. But, there was one time that the whole screen was covered with those cherry blossoms. I just thought to myself, I would have loved to have got that as a screensaver. Unfortunately, I couldn't do a screen grab of it, but it was just the prettiest. probably just get one of the photographers to help out with that. But it just makes for such something about those, pink blossoms. Just speak a lot about life at its best, or being positive, and I really love to see them. There's so many of them on this golf course. Every course does have its silver lining, doesn't it? Whether it's the ocean fronts, it's the mountainous regions, it's the golf courses that have been classically designed to feature a very classic effect. Having said that, this one, of course, was well designed and put together by Perry O'Dye. We'll talk about him later on. But for now, while you take a breather and while the golfers get ready, remember this is the finale of the Doosan ENC Weave Championship, and we've still got a lot more coming your way. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. Lee Won aims for birdie on hole number 10. Oh, that would have been fantastic. She'll have to take an on par, but it wasn't always going to be easy. It was a bit of a distance, but she can just tap that in and clean it up. Shouldn't be too much of shouldn't be any stress at all, if you ask me. So Lee Won will hold on to that 10 under score, and she knows as long as she doesn't drop, and that sigh of relief will tell you. See, now that's pressure off her shoulders. So meanwhile, here's Jung Ji-ho, her third stroke for hole number 11. It's 13 meters to the hole. I'm never going to say a golfer cannot do it, because they proved me wrong time and time again. Well, I think she just misjudged the incline, and the area where she's got the ball to is pretty much a flat out surface. Hong Jun-min aims for birdie on hole 10 as well. 3.2 meters to the hole. That's just a narrow miss for her. And it's funny how Hong Jun-min and Lee Wong just running parallel, An Sung-hee, meanwhile, has, well, her own battles to clear. Wang Yu-min. Oh, that's much needed. Finally a birdie for her, and she's up to a 2 under. So Wang Yu-min, just a bit of relief for her. She's had a very, very tough day. Dropped off 5 points. Sorry, 3 points in the day earlier. Lee Dong-gyun aiming for an eagle on hole 18. Oh, that would have been delightful had she finished with an eagle, but she's still got a birdie in waiting. Hong Jun-min looking to keep that even score, and yes, she does. So the leaderboard will remain unchanged at the top, with Hong Jun-min still leading the way and Lee Won in second position. There's Park Min-ji. Aims for birdie on hole 18. She's got a 2 under score. Now that's going to be really what the doctor ordered, and a fine finish. 36 on the front, 33 on the back. She's had 3 bogeys in there, but she will finish well enough to smile. And even if you don't win the tournament, the very fact that you finish on a positive note, well, that does well. Lee Won gets ready to tee off now. She's had an even score and a birdie on day 2 and 3. She tees off for hole number 11. Hong Junmin will tee off for hole number 11. Just gaining a bit of distance there on the fairways. Jung Ji-oh looking to finish on par for hole number 11. And I think she'll be happy to keep that 7 under intact. Just missed out on a birdie. Ji Han Sol onto a third stroke for hole 13. Did have to get out of the depths, and I think she's just got herself into, well, safe ground. I think she's just missed the cat box, if it looks like it. She's had a few struggles here today, Ji Han Sol. Lee Dong-gyun aims for birdie on hole 18. She's got a 6 under. Would be good to finish with a 7 under. Well done, just using that heel. Lee Dong-gyun, 34 on the front, 31 on the back, and the back nine was really good for her, where she had, 6 birdies and then just 1 bogey. Finishes with a 7 under. I think Lee Dong-gyun will be happy, and that's what I've always said about her. She's such a consistent golfer. Her performance has always been exemplary. Ji Han Sol did get into the cat box. She's got herself out of it, and I think she's just flown past the destination a bit too much. Well, whenever you're chipping a shot, you're always going to land up, getting a bit more than you really require in terms of that push or the power that you exert. And there we go with the Exodus. I totally love that. The crowds have turned up today. It's not just family and friends, but family, friends, and friends of friends, and families, other friends, and fans. So it's a pretty... I'm not going to say it's a packed house, because you can never really pack a golf course, but the clubhouse is going to be really packed today. Let's not forget, while the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship is played in Thailand, the first real event played in Korea Republic, of course, is the Doosan event, and this is where all the fans really have been waiting, for this past couple of months to come out and meet their favorite golfers, to watch them in action. So it's a very, very memorable event when we get to the first competitive event played in the nation itself. Now here's Lee Von. The second stroke for hole 11. She's still on that 10 under. Ji Han Sol onto a 5th stroke for hole number 13. Oh, that's well done. After all those struggles and getting out of the cat box, getting out of the rough, she finishes without, harming her score. I think that's really good. And that's well played, Ji Han Sol. Jung Ji-oh now teeing off for hole number 12. She's going to go with a 9 iron. Greens in regulation have been 73% for her. Still got that 7 under. Hong Junmin. It's going to be her second stroke for hole 11. It's well played by her to get it on to, well, the green, but keep in mind the fact that a birdie is always going to be a bit of a challenge when you've got that distance to cover. So we've still got a few blotches of pink around the area, but some of the blossoms still well fresh, or those that might have actually bloomed just yesterday, or probably in the morning as well. But it's the white patches where you know that it's starting to change. Hong Junmin still leading the way with 11 under. Lee Won with 10 under. Both are through hole 10. Lee Dong-gyun, Jihan Sol, and Jung Ji-yoo, of course, were in tied third. Having said that, Lee Dong-gyun has pretty much finished her event and finished with 65 points today. I think that's fantastic. Jihan Sol and Jung Ji-yoo, of course, are on 7 under. Choi Rim and Choi Hai-ji 2 are tied 6th with 5 under. Park Ji-young, Park Hae-jun, Ko Ji-yoo are in tied 8th with 4 under. And this is a bit of a worry when you look at how, even Park Bo-kyung was expected to be one of the favorites, has, well, kind of fallen along the sidelines. Having said that, let's stay with this because we've still got a lot more coming up for you right here, at the Donghae Benist Golf Course. And while we take you through the action, let's also remind you we will have the prize presentation too at the end of the day's play. And that'll be, of course, after we have the pick off play presented for you in a lovely highlights package. Got to thank our production crew for that. They do an amazing job of it, work round the clock, especially at events like this. Probably with sleepless nights too, just putting things together, getting those graphics in order, and more power to them. I always think that our production crew, the officials, the rule keepers as such, they're always the unsung heroes of any event, and they always stay in the background. Well, the golfers and even someone like me, we get a chance to just go out there and do what we need to do, and people notice that, but the unsung heroes are always the ones who really deserve the biggest credit. So more power to all our cameramen, all our EV specialists, EVS specialists, all our video editors, and all those manning the broadcast, the operations. Always I tip my hat off to them. So we continue with the action right here at the Donghae Benist Golf Course. Don't go anywhere. It's a pleasant day, as I said, and having you with us means it gets even more pleasant than it already is. Back to Lee on. The third stroke for hole 11. She's got to approach this carefully. Well, the birdie might be out of contention. Well, an on-par finish definitely will be. Oh, that could have been... That's what I meant. Golfers always shut me up. That was an exemplary effort from her. I just thought that would have found its way through. It's such a beautiful effort. Well, look at that. Just generated the right amount of pressure behind that. Lovely chip. And that ball just lipped out at the last bit. It's got a mind of its own. But that would have been such an amazing birdie for her. And that's where she shines, doesn't she? She's just one of those golfers who can come up with those amazing, well, that amazing stroke play when it's really required, and kind of like Hwang Yu-min, but Hwang Yu-min's almost like a natural golfer in free flow. So here's Hong Jun-min aiming for birdie on hole 11, and hers is going to be at quite a distance too. Her putting average has been 1.7 today, so it was a tough ask given the distance, but she'll be able to keep an even score here. Shouldn't be too much of a bother for her. But probably just tap it in and clean it up rather than wait. With the consent of the others. And there she does it. So she'll stay with her 11 under. Chung Ji-yo on to hole number 12. Remember, she got herself, well, just away from the green. I think she's trying to play it safe to make sure that she doesn't, well, drop points here. Song-hee gauging the situation. Looking to finish on par for hole 11. And I think that's a very good effort. Kept her cool. She knows that she's not raking in the points, but she doesn't want to drop what she's got in the bag. Lee Won's got her fans all around. Needs to finish on par, just like her other two group mates. And that's definitely going to be a problem for her now. She's going to drop 2 behind the leader. Hong Jun-min calmly watching on, and that's another bogey for her, and I think that she drops to 9 under. So Lee Won going through the blushes here, and I don't think it's something that she would have appreciated, keeping in mind the fact that at this part of the contest it's going to become even more tougher, you know, going ahead. And she's done well here, I do believe, Chung Ji-yo. So while we carry on with the proceedings here at the Dongri Benist Golf Course, let's also quickly remind you that we've got a couple of events coming up soon. April's been fairly strong. On the 13th of April, we've got the IM Financial Group Open, followed by the Nexon St. Nine Masters on the 20th of April, and then the Doosan EPC Championship on the 27th of April. Come 4th May, it's going to be the Krios FNC KLPGA Championship. Hong Jun Min going with a 7-iron. Will tee off for hole number 12. Remember, it's a par 3 for the asking. And this is one hole where you have to be very careful of the bunkers and hazards in front of the green. You've got to play safe in attacking the green, and that's very, very important. I think Hong Jun Min's done well when it comes to, teeing off. She's really been good at that. Jihan Sol aims for birdie, 11.1 meters to the hole. Now that surface looks to be, well, slightly uneven. Bit of an incline towards the left and a descent towards the right. Well, almost does it for her. But I think she's played it safe enough to make sure that she doesn't get into the troubled zone. She had a moment in the previous hole. Got into the rough, got out of the rough, got into the cat box, got out of the cat box. Finished off fairly well. Park Hyun Kyung. Second stroke for hole 18. Another one of my favorite golfers. Do love the way that she goes about her game. Time to tee off once again, and this is for Lee Yvonne. She's going to go with an 8-iron. She's just got to get her drive right. It's that swing has been bothering her a little bit. Right here on hole number 12, par 3 for the asking. And that's pretty much, I think, one of her best today, or one of her best between yesterday and today. And she'll be happy about that, Lee Yvonne. Well, she's had really, really, rough times there. Having said that, here's Jihan Sol looks for an on-par finish for hole 14. Well played. Jihan Sol also, delighting the crowd today. She's had her own fair share of worries. She's had her own, issues to deal with, but she's done well. She has done well. So Lee Won and Hong Jun Min still chasing that top spot. Hong Jun Min, of course, now 2 points ahead of her counterpart. So still tapping at, you know, those top doors. We have a couple of golfers, including, well, Junjio. I would have thought that Junjio might have been, well, just better placed with well, the current top two. Having said that, well, that's a call that's taken by the officials, not me. But it's always good to have variety on, you know, two sides. Sometimes you might be able to see, well, a bit more action, really. Also gives, you know, the groups a bit of variety. Just been about an hour since you know, we started off with covering the event, and we've had, you know, so many, well, changes in there. There's lots more to come. Keep in mind the fact that we've also got well, many of our golfers who will be, well, felicitated for their efforts too. The Weave Championship, the ENC, well, Doosan Weave Championship does bring its own charm to the KLPGA, and that's mainly due to being the first event being played in Korea Republic. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue our coverage of this wonderful event. Lee Won gets ready to tee off for hole number 13. Remember, she struggled through this hole. Had a bogey and 2 even score finishes. Has yet to nail a birdie, but she did fairly well in that previous, hole 12. Well, keeps herself on the fairways, and I think that's a good thing. She stayed off the rough with the past couple of holes, and her driving just improving a little bit. Well, having said all of that, it's very easy for me to call it, just sitting down comfortably, but it's a different story for the golfers. Here's Jihan Sol on hole number 15. She'd be looking to make a difference here. Zhang Jio will aim for birdie on hole number 13. And she's just going to fall short. That ball, afraid of the dark here for certain. Just needs a quick tap in to cap it off. She'll finish with an on par. So a bit of cheerio for her after what's been a very, very challenging day. Now we move on to Bai So Hyun, who's on an even score. Her second stroke for hole 18. Hasn't been her best effort either. But, well, it's the start of the season, and it's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you just got to pick up the crumbs and get back on and put your cookie back together for the next event.
네, 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 멈춰주세요. 플레이하겠습니다.
Definitely a cheerio from the rest of the crowd. Jihan Sol will aim for birdie on hole number 15. She's done fairly well as long as she can keep that, score intact. Probably finish closer to 10 under. I think she'll keep herself in good stead getting into the next tournament. I would say well played by her. Nicely done there. So Jihan Sol will remain untouched on that 7 under. She could have gone up to an 8 under. What's going to be tough for her now to hole 14, or to hole 13, sorry. It's her second stroke for Lee Won, 267 meters to cover. Just gaining a good bit of ground on the fairways, and I think that, one of the things that she's really corrected in today's event has been the fact that she's been keeping herself off the rough. Hong Jun-min, well, actually did get onto the border here. Second stroke for hole 13. Shin Ji-ai aiming for birdie on hole number 9, 9 meters to the hole.
멀리?
Oh, she's such a joy to watch, isn't it? She's ranked world number 1 at one point of time, one of the finest golfers of our time. And she's such an amazing, well, talent to watch. More power to her. Shin Ji-ai finishes with 33 on the back 9, 36 on the front 9, and an even score. Oh, just a wonderful talent to watch. Absolutely love seeing her, whether it's an international tournament, when she was at the peak as well, you know, of her career. What an amazing talent to watch. Jung Ji-ho will tee off here. It's been an interesting time for her as well. Seo Ji-yoon aims for birdie on hole number 9. Remember, it's a 6 over that she had, and what a positive note to, well, finish off a day's event. She finishes with a 5 over, but a birdie on the last one, and always a good thing for that. Just looking back at Shin Ji-ai, and she's now, you know, well, 36 years old, former world number 1, one of the most fascinating golfers to watch. She was LPGA, you know, Japan Tour Player of the Year in 2018. Owns a home in Atlanta, Georgia, where she lives with her brother, stepmother, and her father. She's just a really, really cool lady. If you ever get a chance to meet her, just a lovely person. So, Bai So-yoon will aim for eagle on hole 18. And I think she'll have to cap it off with an, well, even score. Oh, I do love the color of her outfit. Very, very nice. Especially in the light. Bai So-yoon finishes with a 1 underscore, 34 on the front. She's had a few troubles, 38 on the back 9. But she'll be glad to have, well, finished off her event. Sometimes it just pays to, you know, finish what you started, and the reward in itself is there. Was just looking at, you know, Shin Ji-ai and her nickname. She was called Final Round Queen. She still is, because she'll always be in there. Hong Jun-min. Looks like she's got herself into a spot of trouble. Maybe landed herself on the beach. Leave on. And that's a very good placement from her. It could be, well, just her chance now to make up. You know, if and just if her main rival, well, tends to drop points and she can get a birdie, it'll be an even score, and it'll be even Stevens for them. But Jung Ji-ho onto a second stroke for hole 14, 17 meters to cover. Oh, that is fascinating. Absolutely wonderful play here from Jung Ji-ho, and she knows it herself. She's on to 8 under. She's still got 4 holes to play, and don't write her off. Don't write her off at all. You know, she's an amazing talent to watch in action. She delighted us yesterday, had some really amazing moments. So here we go. Hong Jin-min right at the top with 11 under still. Lee Yvonne with 10 under. They are through hole 12. Jung Ji-yo, who's through hole 14, is on 8 under in third. Lee Dong-gyun, who's finished the event, was in tied fourth with Ji-han Sol. Ji-han Sol still has 3 holes to play for, and she's on 7 under. So that's a very interesting equation now. So I think the player or the golfer to watch besides the top 2 is really Jung Ji-yo. So you're looking at the top 3 and anything could happen. But of course, Hong Jin-min and Lee Won still have a bit of a head start. Left to be seen how the rest of the event progresses. Hong Jin-min needs to get out of the beach. That's a 4th stroke. Oh, that is quite impressive. That is very, very impressive. And it looks like she's definitely going to keep an even score here. Oh, that is super impressive. Straight out of the cat box. Well, almost actually touched the tin cup there. Within kissing distance of it. Once again, let's remind you, we're coming at you live from the Dongray Venice golf course. It's been a fairly pleasant day here, 18 degrees Celsius, wind speeds of about 2.7 miles. It's increased a little bit, I would say. Sunny skies predicted for most part of the day. And temperatures up to 19 degrees to be precise, just getting the current readings. 3.3 miles the speed. Jihan Sol with a second effort for hole number 16. She's going in with a 9 iron. Ansongi aims for birdie on hole 13, 8.5 meters to cover. Beautifully played. Just beautifully played. Had a buzzard on hole 5 and now a birdie on hole 13. And that's really good spirit from, Ansongi. So she moves up to a 5 under after that, she came into this day with a 6 under, but I think she's done well to, find her groove back again. Well, just looking at, normally the golfing gear and most importantly, the golf wear. Koji Yu aims for eagle on hole 18, but that red and white, very striking, very, very classy actually. She carries it off well. Absolutely love the outfit. Can she claim an eagle here? Oh, what a way to finish. What a way to finish an event. Koji Yu, 33 on the back, got a 33 on the front, 36 on the back, ends with an eagle and a 6 underscore. It can't get better than that. And let's not forget, she looked fantastic in that red and white. So, hats off to her. She's really finished off well here today. Leave on now. Back to our main contestants. Aims for birdie on hole 13. This is a crucial moment for her, remember. She came back from that 9 under to a 10 under. What can she do here? Oh, wonderfully done. And that contest is heating up. So after a bogey on the 11th, she's had birdies on the 12th and the 13th hole. And Lee Won is back on top, tied with Hong Junmin. Now, Hong Junmin, of course, will have to finish off her, hole, the 13th hole with an on par. But right now, Jihan Sol first, aiming for birdie. And that, slight uneven surface there next to the tin cup. Just drawing the ball away from the destination for Jihan Sol, but she can clean it up with the on par. Will soak in Hong Junmin. We'll have to be careful, of course, moving ahead. And that's well done. So Hong Junmin and Lee Won now tied. She was 2 points ahead for a little bit, but Lee Won just catching up. And that is really the kind of, skill that Lee Won puts on display. She's an amazing golfer to watch, Doesn't matter if she was down, but she just come back every time. Jung Ji-yo will go next. As I said, for my money, she's been, the golfer that has flown under the radar in the last 2 days. But she is the golfer to watch. She's put on quite a stellar performance here. Lee Won tees off for hole number 14. It's a par 3 for the asking, 166 meters to go. And she's going to go within with a 6 iron. Well, she won the right to tee off first after that birdie on the previous one. And just that smile from her, a bit more confidence. She's been keeping that ball on the fairways and now she gets it onto the green. Bit of a distance from the flagstick, but I think she'll still be happy. She did not hit the rough. So interesting. This contest is heating up. I really thought for a moment that Hong Junmin was just going to, hold that lead for probably a while longer, but Lee Won just nullifying it fast. Well, I've been having my regular cup of Joe. I don't know if, well, coffee, one of the best things that you can find in Korea Republic, and every time I travel here, I'm always at, the convenience stores picking up cold brew. Fantastic, top shelf cold brew at really cheap prices. Yes, Hong Junmin will tee off for hole number 14. She's going with a 5-iron. Very smooth, did not put too much of thought into that. And yeah, she lands it ahead of, just ahead of Lee Won, bit more distance from the flagstick. Jihan Sol, once again playing it safe. She's had so many even scores. She's done nothing wrong, but she's not really progressed from there. And I think that while she's kind of stayed with her points, you need to add them on. And well, those are the blossoms that probably would have, come in the morning. You can see that that's why the pink's still there. Lee Won and Hong Junmin, tied at the top with 11 under. And it's been an interesting time. Hong Junmin yet to, pull anything in terms of a birdie today. She's had even scores all along. Jun Jio, with 8 under in that third position. Lee Dong-gyun, having finished, was tied with Jihan Sol for tied fourth with 7 under. Jihan Sol still has 2 holes to play for. Ko Ji-woo is in 6th position with 6 under. She's finished today's event. And what a way she finished the event. Absolutely stunning. Well, that's a picture I do love. I was just saying this yesterday. What is it about sakura blossoms or cherry blossoms that really matter to me? Well, everything. If you go to Paris Baguette, they used to have this bread made out of it, which had, sakura inside it. Sakura cheesecakes, sakura shakes, sakura inside fragrances, aftershaves, you name it. Shaving soap as well. Big fan of it. Absolutely. Actually, a bigger fan of sakura than the cherry itself. So you think about it. It's quite interesting. It's a very nice thing that I did learn from, some of my Korean friends here who've been trying to actually avoid sugar in their coffee just because of diabetes and things like that. And, as you get older, and they've started substituting using low-fat milk in coffee, if you use milk, that is. I love mine black, but when you use milk, instead of using low-fat, they use full-fat milk. By that, you still get the flavor of the coffee, you still get the sweetness from the lactose, and you don't have to worry about the sugar. How cool is that? So just a little bit of full-fat milk. I've always thought to myself, natural things always better. So let's remind you once again that we're still right here in the heart of the Dongdae Benist Golf Course in Busan. This is the Doosan ENC Weave Championship, and we've still got a bit more play left in this. We still have to find out who's going to be, well, crowned queen of this course at the end of the day. So back to our ladies in focus. Lee Yvonne on hole 14 will aim for birdie here. She's carrying 11 underscore, remember. Chance for an outright lead. Well, she'll fall shy of a birdie, but I think she'll be happy that she can, well, stay within the even score finish. We're really trying to make the difference here, and I think, you know, one thing that has been affecting most of the golfers is the fact that, you know, the wind speeds have changed quite a bit, and if you notice this flag stick's beginning to do the jive, I'll tell you a bit of a story there. So Hong Junmin also has a chance for an outright lead, 10.3 meters to the hole. That ball's just going to crawl its way through, and I think Hong Junmin also wanting to play it safe rather than risk, you know, losing any points. It's going to be time to get a view of well, what Jung Ji-ho has done for most part of the day, and also to watch this wonderful golfer, well, right here in front of us. Keep in mind the fact that we've had, well, obstacles and trials and challenges, and it all changes from day to day, and you've just got to soak it in. Jung Ji-ho looking to finish on par for hole 15. And well played. She'll keep that 8 underscore. She's got 3 more holes to play for. She's got to rack up those birdies now, and I think she has to go for it. Lee Won, meanwhile, will tee off for hole number 15. Well played by Lee Won. But this time she hits the rough. And I think this has really been, you know, the bane of her performance in the last few days. She's had many worries trying to navigate through, especially when it comes to teeing off. And she had a few good moments in the last few holes, but she's gone back to that spot. I think that'll be a bit worrying for her. Hong Junmin now tees off for hole number 15. Hong Junmin able to maintain, well, her position. So the trudge on to the next challenge will continue. Let's remind you that this event, of course, carries a total prize money of about $822,120 US dollars. This, of course, is the second event of the year. The first event being played in Korea Republic after the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship was played on the 18th of March in Thailand. That was an 800,000 USD prize money event. It was won by Park Bo-kyung, who came into this event as one of the favorites. Let's tell you a little bit about the Dongray Benist Golf Club here in Doosan. It's an 18-hole course known for its natural beauty, very quiet splendor, a lot of cherry blossom trees, and a signature left dogleg par 4 hole. And that is hole number 6, which is considered the signature hole of the course. Now, the course opened in 1971, placed to a par of 72 at 6,646 yards. And let's not forget, it has a refurbished old clubhouse, which is really, really fantastic. It was refurbished just a while back, and our players and fans, of course, do love it. Now, the course changes from the Goryeo grass to the Yang grass in October, which means this is the Goryeo grass that we're playing on right now, and specific cutting is required when it changes to Yang grass in October. An Seong-hee with a second stroke for hole 15. It's well done by An Seong-hee. So, oh, beautiful placement right there on the green. Absolutely lovely placement from An Seong-hee. So let's remind you that, this golf course does have ryegrass sowing, and it has to be done to ensure optimal conditions are favorable when the sowing is done. Now, Han Jung-min will swing her arms over. Well, let's just keep it simple. That would be Hong Jun-min's, mantra for the day. And that ball's going to roll in her favor. She's got it on that incline. She'll just step it down. But An Seong-hee, well, absolutely fantastic placement for this particular hole. Got to credit her for it. Lee Won onto a second stroke for hole 15. Needs to get off the rough. Now let's see where she places it. Well, at quite a distance, a little bit further than her counterparts, but I think she'll still be happy to have, kept it on the green. Was just talking about the Dongray Benist Golf Course. Now let's not forget this golf course was designed by Perry O'Dye, who used to assist his father, Peter O'Dye, one of the greatest golf architects of our time, and as well as he used to assist Jack Nicklaus and his father. This golf course was renovated by Rhys Jones in 2019. Has 27 holes, a par of 108 totally, a total yardage of 10,701 after being refurbished. Choi Rim going in for a second stroke on hole 18, 221 meters to the hole. Now, Perry O'Dye is a bit of an icon. He passed away in 2021 at 68. He was the eldest son of golf course architect Pete Dye. Learned the chops from his father, and including adding touches from what he learned from his mother. His mother was an American championship golfer, Alice Dye. Now, Jun Ji-oh needs to get out of the beach there, using a 7-iron, 130 meters to the hole. And she'll sit just outside the green for the time being. Kim Min-byul, second stroke for hole 18. She's just landed bang on the border of the green. Lee Won will aim for birdie on hole number 15. 8.4 meters to the hole that she's looking to cover. Well, almost does it for her. Almost does it. And I think this has been really the issue when you get into those last few holes. It's about, trying to keep yourself safe, and that's exactly what she does. She'll tip her visor off. Oh, the crowds have certainly gathered, and what a joy to actually play to the crowds. And I do love golf fans because they understand. They really understand. It's not like in tennis where you have to say, quiet please, but it's golf fans do understand, and they will give that golfer that space to think their way through a putt or a stroke. So Hong Jun Min wins the honor to tee off for this one. What a battle between these two ladies. Absolutely fantastic. Hong Jin Min looking for an outright lead for hole 15, and she'll have to, of course, settle for an on par as it seems. Wang Yumin, fourth stroke for hole 18, 188 meters to cover. Well, that's a bit of a slog from her. Wasn't really timed too well. I think she got too much, of power behind that one. Wasn't getting the direction right. She's landed herself, right in the center of the sand bunker, sorry, and I think that's really the worry for her. An Song Yi will aim for birdie on hole 15. And that's nicely finished. She's just a golfer. As I said, she's approached this like, it's a regular job. Let me go out and do it. And every time that I do finish a project, I'm going to just smile about it. Jung Ji-yo, 17 meters to the hole, will aim for a birdie. It's quite a distance, and she needs to get out of the edge. So I always wish that, the fans coaxing the ball would really work and the ball would listen and get legs of its own. And so would Jung Ji-yo, I guess, but I think she'll have to settle for an even score for that hole.
네, 알겠습니다.
An Song Yi will tee off for hole number 16. Driving accuracy. 91%. She's been very, very good here today. And I think I'm just going to kind of tone down a little bit on that because she's just got herself off the fairways for the first time. That's going to drop accuracy by a little bit. What happens to the best of us, doesn't it? Up next, it's Lee Yvonne, who will take her best shot. Now Lee Yvonne had a few good moments teeing off. There's a good bit of wind that stepped in, as you can see, and I think that really can change the direction of the course of the ball. Hole number 16 as she tees off, par 4 for the asking, 357 meters. Oh, she's packed in a wallop on that one now. Left to be seen as to gains a good bit of height too. Oh, that's well done. Very well done by Lee Yvonne to, keep herself plumb, in the center of the fairways. And I think that's what's needed. Your attack is so very important on hole number 16, and you want to make sure that you don't, get yourself into any spot of trouble. And that's well done here by her. Now this is pretty much one of those holes that you got to be very careful about. It's a par 4 hole with a downhill slope. As you can see, this is the one that has those steps going down where you see those 3 patches of green, from the tee off spot, and that really can alter the distance depending on where they actually set it. But Choi Rim, 61 meters to the hole. It's a third stroke for hole number 18. Which is also looking back at the rankings so far this year. Yuni now got into this contest with the top post ranking with 9.59 points. Kim Soo-ji, of course, was second. Park Ji-young third. Hwang Yumin was fourth. Lee Won fifth. Yoo Hyun Jo sixth. Park Hyun Kyung seventh. Ma Da Som eighth. Bai So Yoon 9, and propping up that top 10 was Ro Seung Hui. Jung Ji-ho, hole number 16, needs to finish this on par. And yes, she does. She's done nothing really wrong today, but I just kind of feel for her that she's, failed to, pull in those underscores when she's really needed to. She wanted to challenge the rest of the pack. Now here's Hwang Yumin. Needs to get out of the beach. No more suntans on there. No more beach balls. But she needs to get out. She's on an even score currently, and she will finish with a positive. A well placed, I'd say. Having said that, it really has been a steady decline for her. From hole number 15 yesterday, where she was 7 under, she's come all the way down to an even score, and she will finish with an over. And that, I think, really is the problem for a golfer like Hwang Yumin. It's opportune moments like this when, golfers do tend to, bring out their best, to come up with their best. But we're down to hole number 16. There's 2 more holes to play for. It's still fairly even Stevens for, Lee Yvonne and Hong Jun Min. You've got to remember that if it's a tie, the first event of the year being played in the Korean Republic, it's going to go into a decider. And the decider, of course, would be a tiebreaker, and that would happen on the last hole, which is the 18th hole. So left to be seen. There have been moments last year when we've gone for 3 or 4 rounds of playing a hole 18. Lee Won will get behind it. Well placed. I would have thought, but that's just going to roll a tad bit away. And Lee Vaughan will have to work, well, the carpet well if she has to get, well, a birdie in there. But the good thing is that she's lightened up, that stress off her getting into these last few holes. It's, a couple of smiles, and that just shows that, it's a bit of leverage, the pressure off your shoulders. Ansongi will go next. Ansongi pushing it best as she could. And as long as you've got yourself onto the green, I think there's not really too much of a worry. And I think that's what Ansongi would have been thinking about. Kim Min-byul, chance here to finish her event with an eagle. Remember, Ko Ji-yoo did so. 14.9 meters to the hole. And I think a birdie would be a better option. So if you can't, so high like an eagle, flap your wings like a birdie and you're still going to be fine. It's story of life. Hong Chun-min onto her second stroke. It's the first time around that she got onto the rough. Not really too far from the fairways, just less than a foot as well. Probably about a foot. And this is turning out to be a little bit of a worry for her. Just about falling short of making it to the green. But having said that, if she can't pull in an underscore finish, she can still finish on par. And left to be seen how she, well, navigates through that obstacle of hers. Hwang Yoo-min looking to bogey the last hole. That's going to be a double bogey for her. An unfortunate finish to this event. Well, she was one of the challengers. Let's not forget, this is her sophomore year. She's the defending champion in, this very championship. And I think it's just going to be a bit disappointing for her. Hwang Yoo-min won the Doosan ENC Weave Championship last year. And talk about being just a tad bit impulsive. You want to finish. Sometimes you want to get things done fast, but you need to play it out well. Choi Yi-rim will finish with the 5 under. An on-par finish there. 35 on the front, 35 on the back. Not a bad performance from her, and I think she'll have, well, a bit of a morale booster to take getting into the next event. Hwang Yoo-min looking for a double bogey here. And she'll finish her event with a 2-over score. Ranked tied 34. It's been very, very tough for her in the last 2 days. I can't help but feel awful for her. But, well, that's, some days you win some days you don't. Kim Min-byul aiming for birdie on hole 18. She's on an even score. Will be a very, very good finish for her. And well done there. She finishes with a 1 under. 38 on the front, 37 on the back, and I think she's done well. So the Doosan ENC Weave Championship continues right here at the Dongri Bendis Golf Club in Busan, where Lee Vaughan and Hong Joo-min still lead the pack with 11 under. Jung Ji-yo is 3 points behind the leaders with 8 under, and she's through hole 16. Lee Dong-gyun and Ji-han Sol were tied fourth with 7 under. Lee Dong-gyun having finished her day's event. So we're really looking at that top 3, and more importantly at Lee Won and Hong Jun-min as we speak. 3 more holes to play for the leaders, and for the next best, that's Jung Ji-ho, she's got 2 more holes to play for. Don't go anywhere, as this event, which is the Donghae Bendist Golf Club kind of hosted Doosan ENC Weave Championship continues. Let's also remind you that as far as the 2025 LPGA of the Korea Tour is concerned, it's the 40th season of the KLPGA, so it's run by the Korea Ladies Professional Golf Association. They do a terrific job, not just with motivating the golfers, also keeping them in good stead, and also ensuring that fair play is held higher than anything else. And, we've seen what's happened with a couple of golfers in the past, and who, of course, gone to the depths of being, out of the golf course and being banned, and then coming back as winners with a massive fan following. So great stories to be told always in the KLPGA. Stay with us, don't go anywhere, because we still have to find out who will be queen of the Doosan ENC Weave Championship. So let's progress further as we pick it up where we left off. And here, of course, is Hong Jun-min. Started off this hole 16 by getting onto the rough, and she stayed on the rough for most part of it. She will land up, well, bogeying this, because remember, this is the 4th stroke, and that hasn't worked out too well for her, and I can't help but feel a tad bit awful for her. That's going to roll down back again. And that's just going to set her back. Well, it's just going to set her back. Well, this is a very crucial turning point in the event. Jung Ji-ho, meanwhile, using a power wedge for a second stroke, elevation of under 5, that's -5, 108 meters to cover. She's got fairly close to the hole. And finally a bit of relief for her, but that looks like it's going to be a bit of a worry. So Lee Won aiming for birdie on hole number 16. Remember, she's still got a chance to keep that on par score, even if she misses a birdie, but you never know. And that's just going to shy away from the tin cup, but let's not forget, she's still got herself in a very good position. Hong Jun-min going through the worries here for hole 16. It started off in a pretty awful manner for her, and it's pretty much stayed like that for hole 16. Kim Min-sol, meanwhile, second stroke for hole 17, 69 meters to the hole. Needs to get off the rough and onto the smooth back again. And that's a terrific effort. That is an absolutely terrific effort. Has got herself into a perfect placement as far as being on the green is concerned. Hong Jun-min looking to bogey hole 16. Oh, and that's got to be terrible for her. It's going to be a double bogey, which means she's going to drop down to a 9 under. And that just might be the turning point in this event, and she knows it. Well, if something's got to go wrong, it will go wrong. And, Ji Han-sol looking to finish with a birdie on hole 18.
알겠습니다. 멈춰주세요.
Lee Won looking to finish on par for hole 16. And she, what? However did that happen? However did that lip out? Oh, that's got to be disastrous. Well, she's down to a 10 under now, drops to rank 2. But I think this hole 16 has turned out to be a bit of a, bogeyman hole, I would say, for Lee Won, and more so for Hong Jun-min. Because Hong Jun-min, if she finishes with that double bogey, she'll drop to a 9 under. That pushes her into second position. Jung Ji-ho now is so close to the top. Can she nail a birdie on hole 17? Oh, that would have been so good for her had she got up to that 9 under. It's a tad bit unfortunate. And she could have just chased it for a win. So she'll finish hole 17, keeping her 8 under score intact. It's been even scores for her all around. And I think that's been her, bit of a stalling point, that she hasn't been able to pull in, those birdies. Now here's Hong Jun-min. Double bogey for her. She drops into second rank with 9 under, just behind Lee Won, but there's still hope. Even with that buzzard, you've got 2 holes to play for, and anything could happen. But she just might have cast the championship out of her hand. Well, Can't say. Jihan Sol now up to lucky to finish with an even score on hole 18. And she does. Sigh of relief there for her. She finishes with 7 under. Not a bad performance. Blemish-free performance today. 3 birdies in there. Absolutely no bogey. And I think she'll be happy about it. Kim Min Sol, meanwhile, looks to finish with a birdie on hole 17. And yes, she does. She had that perfect placement from a distance. She's had, well, 5 bogeys today. 4 in the first 9. But a bit of relief for her here on hole 17.
카메라 누르지 말아주세요.
Lee Won tees off for hole 17. She's the current leader. It's been such a joy watching these two golfers, you know, go at it with each other. Hong Jun-min teeing off for hole number 17. Well, she's escaped the cat box, but she's definitely hit the rough, and I think that will still be a tad bit better than sitting inside, well, sitting inside a sand bunker. Tashish is going through the motions now, Hong Jun-min. Remember, hole number 17, very crucial play for the top 2. $69, $68, $69, even score there for we'll leave on in today's play, where she's had a birdie and then of course a bogey to just kind of nullify it.
안 보는 거 같네. 큰 거. 바로 들어가야 되겠지. 들어가겠습니다.
Here's Lee Won. Second stroke on hole 17, 327 meters is the total distance. Remember, it's a par 4 hole. You have to aim for the center of the fairway, and she did that pretty well. Relatively short, par 4. Talking of getting out of the beach, everyone's got to get a suntan once in a while, and An Song Yi is there. she's been a delight to watch. I've really enjoyed her performance in this event. Her temperament has been absolutely fantastic. So every golfer does bring a bit of joy, and Song Yi still carrying that 7 under. Hong Junmin. Second stroke for hole 17. Needs to get herself onto the green. Oh, that is absolutely stunning play. That is stunning play, and it looks like she's just back in the game. That is such a well-crafted stroke. Just a bit of a pullback there, and that spin, and that ball stays plumb. Well, this is turning out to be a real tough contest. Well, if you look back, the last time that Lee Yvonne won an event, and that was her 5th win, her 6th win of the championship, and that was on the 2nd of June when she won the Suyuk Bank MBN Ladies Open. I was there for that one. So it's left to be seen whether she can, make it win number 7, and it's been quite a while since she actually, has won an event. This is also a very special event for Hong Junmin. Let's not forget that she won the 2022 Doosan Match Play Championship on the KLPGA Tour. It was the first KLPGA title, which means it's an emotional one for her. It's a very, very important one for her. And she did not play the LPGA Tour 2024, played primarily on the KLPGA, earning 5 top 10 finishes. She's had one career KLPGA victory in the 2024 season as a rescindable rookie. And here's the very, very important bit. Hong Junmin beat Lee Yvonne on the final hole to pick up her first KLPGA title at the Doosan Match Play Championship, and this was in 2022. So fast forward 3 years, it's deja vu all over again. Here it is. So you're going to try and find out. It's kind of history repeating itself. So these two have been in the same scenario many times before. Oh, what a lovely bit. What a lovely bit that is. The victory lap there from An Song Yi, and at what a time. 3 consecutive birdies. She's up to an 8 under. Just 1 hole left to play for. What a way to go. And I was just talking about how she's been the most delightful golfer to watch through this entire, championship. Well, look at that. Absolute perfection there. Semi-victory lap. Decided that he needed to go in. And a hat-trick of birdies. Absolutely stunning play from An Song Yi. Now Lee Won, what can she do to better her performance? So keep in mind the fact this is 2022 all over again at the Doosan Match Play Championship, which happened in 2022. Lee Won at that time lost in the final hole to Hong Jun Min. What's it going to be today? Lee Won aims for birdie on hole number 17. She'll have to settle for an even score. I don't think she's going to complain too much about that. So if Lee Won wins this event, it'll be sweet revenge for her, or payback in a way. If Hong Jun Min wins this event, it'll just be, well, 2 feathers in the cap for her against her good friend and rival Lee Won.
멈춰주세요.
Hong Jun Min, chance for a birdie here on hole 17. She's got to play this very, very carefully. And that's well done. She's back to a 10 under. And now we are in for a really tough contest. We are in for a really tough contest here. It could be that final hole that decides it all. So Hong Jun Min and Lee Won locked in a battle. Oh, lovely setting behind with those blossoms. 226 meters to the hole for Jung Ji-yo. Second stroke of hole 18. And she's on tied with An Seong-yi on 8 under. An Seong-yi. The was going to tee off, but I think it's Hong Jun Min will go first. Definitely needs a sip of water there. Oh, she heard me. Well, I do with the amount of talking that I do as well. Gotta keep that throat moist, rehydrate as much as you can. Oh, look at that crowd. That's just amazing. That is amazing. And this is the moment that they've been waiting for. This is the decider. Decide of whether it's going to go into a playoff or whether it's going to, finish with the 18th hole itself. So, and I think An Seong-yi actually winning the right to tee off for this. I think she was just waiting for the officials to will have everything set. You also have to make sure that the cameramen are in position to, especially for the tracking of the ball. That's so very important. An Seong-yi will tee off for hole 18. She's on 8 under. Just like Jung Ji-yo. So that stayed on the border. Well, just between the fairways and the rough, I believe. Up next, it's going to be Hong Jun-min. 424 meters. It's a long, well, par 5 hole. Have to keep yourself to the center of the fairways, and that's exactly what I meant, because now both An Song-yi and Hong Jun-min have got themselves onto the rough. You must aim towards the right, try to get yourself towards the center of the fairways, and let's figure out if Lee Won can do that. It's a bit of a tough hole, really.
화면님 나와주세요.
She's had a birdie in all 3 rounds on this hole, Lee Won. So gains a bit more distance than her counterparts, but all 3 of them, of course, now just on the edge of the fairways.
얘들아 좀 뛰어가. 뛰어가. 뒤로 나오세요. 뒤로.
And elsewhere on the course, Jung Ji-oh. 3rd stroke, 78 meters to the hole, hole number 18. She's been elegant with her stroke play. Has impressed on this final day as well. Gets herself onto the green, chance here for a birdie. We'll have to gauge that slight descent towards the tin cup. And just a view of the entire course. Those beautiful cherry blossoms all around. I keep talking about them because I'm actually fascinated by them. Big fan of sakura blossoms. Having said that, absolutely beautiful course. There's a lovely surrounding there, because this is on an elevation, and then you have that concrete jungle behind, you know, all those apartments, offices, the city area in the background, and then the mountains in the distance. It's kind of serene, very busy, and then serene again. That entire stretch of, you know, habitation is actually, well, sandwiched between serenity, if you ask me. A very, very interesting, you know, layout and location of the course itself.
퍼질 이 거리를 둘이 걸어요. Oh yeah.
Well, those viewfinders coming out, remember this is the last hole, and this is where we find out whether it's going to go into a tiebreaker or into a playoff, or is it going to be just, well, a decider at the end of the day. And I think it's a very, very crucial moment for us in this event. Kim Min-sol on On to her third stroke for hole number 18. Needs to finish off her event as well. Lifted herself out of the cat box. She's done well to do that. Well, just getting her composure right, and I think that's what well, you need to do at this point of time. That's just going to sail away from its destination. It's been quite an effort here for most of our golfers. The way that they've gone about their business. Having said that, there's always going to be room for error. There's always going to be much to take from this contest. Well, trying times you would believe, but having said that, back to our main area of focus. Remember, most of the golfers having finished off in the 18th hole, of course, right here, at the clubhouse. Which also in a way can be the 19th hole. That's where all the golfers will converge or get together when they want to loosen up a bit, especially when it rains. You'll see all those frappes and all those, juices coming out, depending on what the golfer's choice of beverage is. Golfers don't normally favor too many energy drinks like footballers do, or rugby players, and that's because, this is more a precision sport than a physical one. And if there's any hole that mattered more, it would be this very point when you get to the last hole. Jung Ji-yo will need to finish with the birdie here on hole 18, and I think, that gives her a fighting chance if the top two tend to, drop out of the grid. Oh, what a miss. What a miss, and she knows it. She could have finished with a 9 under here. Just unfortunate. She will tap it in to clean it up, but what a great performance from Jung Ji-yo. 35 on the front, 35 on the back. She's had, 3 birdies and a bogey in there and an 8 under finish, and I think she could have just finished with a 9 under. Her expression just said it all. Oh, she's been wonderful to watch, and hats off to her. She put on a real show, especially on day 3 and day 4. And she'll be back for the next tournament. Remember, April has quite a few events, and there's a lot of heart to take from that for our golfers here. Park Bo Kyum looking to cover 13 meters, a fourth stroke for hole 18. She's down to a 1 under. Remember, she won the first event of the year, came in as a favorite, had a few challenges in this event. Oh, that is a fine finish. That is a perfect way to end your event. 2 under, a tied 14 she finishes with, and she's had, of course, 3 bogeys in there, 35 on the back, 40 on the back, sorry, and 35 on the front 9. But wonderful way to end her event. Wonderful way. That half smile says it all. So Park Bo Kyum finishes with a birdie and a 2 under score.
골프 좋다.
And she's been having a few worries here. I think this hole has been a bit of a bother. And here we go with our final 3. Kim Min Sol. She's had some real worries for hole 18, looking to bogey that one. And that's what I meant. She was in line for a birdie, then for an on-par, then for a bogey, and she'll have to end it with a double bogey. Just a tad bit unfortunate. Well, as I've always said, really, if something's got to go wrong, it'll go wrong. A buzzard for her on 18, and she finishes with +1. She's had, 5 bogeys and a buzzard. I think that's been a bit daunting. That was really her undoing in this event.
이쪽이에요. 현재 볼은 이쪽입니다. 오빠.
On Song-yi, second stroke for hole 18, 202 meters to cover. Remember, she's on that 8 under. And that ball's going to race. Still at a distance from the flagstick. Meanwhile, Hong Jun Min, 198 meters to cover, just a little bit less. And I think she just got a bit too much of club on that. Oh boy, that's... Well, I think didn't get the elevation. It was fairly flatter for her. And that could just be... I always think this could be a turning point. Now, all depends on how Lee Yvonne is going to fashion her effort. $193 to cover. So Lee Won, well, in a slightly better position. Having said that, it's An Song-hee who did it best here.
되게 바로 들어가면 어떻게 될까? 그렇지.
So that Exodus moves forward. An Song-hee. Then Hong Jun-min. Just giving you a view of what transpired here just now. And then finally Lee Won.
그린으로 이동하는 23조 선수들 소개해드리겠습니다. 선수가 소개되면 갤러리 분들 큰 박수로 선수들 응원해 주시기 바라겠습니다. 먼저 KLPGA 투어 통산 2승 꾸준함의 대명사 안송이 선수입니다.
So An Song-hee
이어서 KLPGA 투어 통산 6승 여자
will go first by the looks of it. You can hear that clearly from the announcer's voice.
통산 1승 3년 만에 우승을 노리는 홍정민 선수입니다.
Also quick appreciation for our golfers. I think that's so needed. They need this motivation at this point of time more than anything else. So Hong Jun-min in a slight spot of trouble here as far as, well, her ball didn't move. Luckily she had those barricades there. Just kind of wondering whether that ball would have sailed out of bounds. She's gauging, well, the surface, the slope, whether it's going to be, how uneven it is. And she needs to figure that out. Quick chat there with the caddy. It's a very crucial moment for her, just as it is for Lee Won as well. Oh, well played. Absolutely well played. Oh, that ball, afraid of the dark, but what a way to go here. Hong Jun-min pulling herself out of a trouble spot. And for just a moment I thought that that could have been her undoing in the, in this event. That is absolutely stunning placement from her. And she'll tap that in to finish with a birdie on hole 18 and 11 under. Now she's the golfer to beat, had a buzzard and then two, well, birdies, consecutive birdies to come back into it. 11 under, and she is the golfer to beat now. That is absolutely stunning play from her. That stroke, I think, has got to be the stroke of the event. She would have finished with an eagle. Can you believe it? Oh, that's just stunning play. But she knows she's set herself up now here for a win. Now it's all left to be seen how Lee Won plays out her bit. And her caddy knows it too. Very well played, Hong Jun-min. Lee Won. What can she do now? Remember, she's aiming for an eagle. And she's got to push this to 11 under somehow or the other if she wants to stay in the running. Oh, that is stunning! That is stunning! And that means that she probably has just won it. 12 under, an eagle on 18. Oh, that is absolutely phenomenal. She can't believe it herself. Lee Won and Hong Jun-min tied in a battle here. It is this very hole where she lost to Hong Jun-min in 2022. But this is outstanding play from Lee Won. Just when she needed to pull an eagle out of the hat. Oh, she's done it there. That is probably, well, I'm going to take my words back. That is really the putt of the tournament. To finish with an eagle for the win. So now she's on 12 under. And she pretty much knows she's nailed the championship. Oh, that is fantastic. That'll be her 7th championship win of the KLPGA. Can't get enough of that. And, you know, we've got to thank our editors, our EVS specialists for that. Oh, that is superb. Different angles of that winning eagle from her. Well, if this had gone down to a tiebreaker, it would have been something. But believe you me, it cannot be a better finish than what we just witnessed. And what a way to get the tournament started in Korea Republic, or the championship year started in Korea Republic. An Sung-hee now. Well, she's just going to fall shy, but all these 3 golfers, what a performance from them. And she'll be able to clean it up easily. She did have the best placement earlier, but she's finished off with a birdie as well. 69 on the final round, and 9 under. Really the 3 best golfers in this event. Lee Won with 12 under, Hong Jun-min with 11 under, and An Sung-hee with 9 under. And this is fascinating. Instead of just the cold water, you get actually sakura blossoms. And a bit of water to keep them fresh. Lee Won finishes with 12 under. That is an absolutely stunning finish, and one of the best that I've seen. Ends her entire campaign here with an eagle. And the KLPGA 2025 winner of the first event in Korea Republic, the Doosan ENG Weave Championship, which has a prize money of 822,120.84.
방송 한번 들어가요. 카메라 한 번만.
Oh, it's been a great performance. We will, of course, have Lee Won to, give us a few words. Once again, that winning eagle soared high above the contest there. And that really nailed it beautifully. What a wonderful event. What an absolutely wonderful event this has been. Well, the golfers do record their scores. So the distribution chart is quite simple. If you look at it, we're looking at about, well, the first prize winner will claim 216,000 Korean won. I'm just going to do the math for you here.
네, 잠시 후 이곳 18번 홀에서 시상식이 진행됩니다. 시상식은
What a cheer that was from the crowd, and what a celebration from Lee Won. So 216 million Korean won. So Lee Won will take home $147,981.75. While second placed Hong Jun-min takes home $90,433 US. And of course, finishing third best, I would believe, was An Sung-yi, a worthy, third place finisher, will take home $65,769,000 US. So Lee Won finishing as the top prize winner there. They'll take home 216 million won, finishes with the 12 under. So her addition today was 2 under with the bogeys and of course the birdies. Hong Jun-min on the other hand finishes second best with 11 under. Was an even score contribution from her today. And An Sung-yi, who had a 3 under contribution, finishes third best with 9 under. Jung Ji-ho just missed out on that birdie on the 18th hole, or she would have tied with An Sung-yi. So Lee Won at the top, Hong Jun-min finishing second best, and An Sung-yi in third best. Then of course you had Lee Dong-yun also doing very well to finish, that tied tied fifth, sorry. But having said all that, it's been such an event here, and we do hope that you've enjoyed every single moment, of it that we've been able to bring to your screens. And I do hope that you've enjoyed our coverage of the event. Let's not forget we've got a lot more golf coming up for you in the year. 30 events to be precise. We started off with the Blue Canyon Ladies Championship on the 16th of March, which was an $800,000 US dollar event. Park Bo-kyum won that. It was a third win. Lee Won has won the Doosan ENC Weave Championship, the first one to be played in Korea Republic. And this is a 1,200 million Korean won event. Absolutely phenomenal. Just a little under 150,000 US dollars that Lee Won will take from it. Let's not forget the other events coming up in April. We've got 3 more. The IM Financial Group Open kicks in on the 13th of April, followed by the Nexon St. Nine Masters on the 20th of April. And then, of course, we've got the Doosan EPC Championship that kicks off on the 27th of April. Add to that, you've got a whole lot of other events that will come in. May has 3 events with the NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship, the Doosan Match Play, Evon Charity Open, and then of course in June you've got 5 events coming in. The Evon Charity Open, Suyuk Bank MBN Ladies Open. There's one to be announced on the 8th of June, and then the DB Group Korea Women's Open Golf Championship, followed by the Heaven Masters and the McCall Mona Yongpyong Open. It is a packed calendar in April and June. Actually, in May we've got 3, a bit of a breather for the golfers. And we do have the prize presentation coming up. We'll have a few words from Lee Won as well. Stay with us, don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of this wonderful event, the Doosan ENC Weave Championship.
KLPGA 개막전 두산 유부 챔피언십 우승자 이혜원 선수 만나보겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
와, 우승 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
지금 그 어느 때 우승보다 좀 벅찰 것 같은데 우승 소감 한마디 부탁드릴게요.
네, 우선 이렇게 좋은 코스에서 대회를 개최해주신 두산건설 분들께 정말 감사드리고, 제가 시즌 초반에 우승을 빨리 첫 승 신고를 하고 싶었는데 이렇게 국내 개막전에서 우승할 수 있게 돼서 너무 영광스러운 것 같습니다.
축하드립니다. 자, 그리고 이 마지막 홀 이글 얘기를 안 할 수가 없어요. 홍정민 선수가 먼저 버디로 끝냈기 때문에 이글을 성공해야 우승이었잖아요.
네.
그 퍼트 넣으려고 한 건가요? 아니면 좀 안전하게 친 건가요?
솔직히 이글을 너무 욕심내다 보면 또 쓰리퍼시라는 안 좋은 결과로 이어질 수 있기 때문에 최대한 거리감만 생각해서 쳤던 것 같은데 운 좋게 들어갔던 것 같습니다.
아, 정말 이글 성공했을 때 환호성이 굉장히 컸는데요. 또 경기 중간에 9번, 11번 홀에 보기도 있었어요. 그때 약간 멘탈적으로 흔들렸을 수도 있을 것 같아요.
네, 두 홀 다 숏퍼터를 실수해가지고 좀 멘탈적으로 흔들릴 뻔했지만 바로 바운스백에 성공하면서 다시 제 리듬을 맞추어 갈 수 있었던 것 같아요.
아, 정말 대단합니다. 그리고 올 시즌을 준비하면서 몸무게도 증가를 하고 비거리도 늘렸다고 들었는데요.
네.
어떤 노력을 하셨는지 좀 구체적으로 얘기해 주세요.
네, 작년에 제가 체력적으로 좀 많이 부담을 느껴서 올 동계훈련 때 미숫가루를 아침 저녁으로 매일 챙겨 먹고요. 러닝도 많이 하고 체력 훈련도 많이 하면서 좀 많이 보완된 것 같습니다.
네, 이혜원 선수의 꾸준한 노력이 이렇게 또 우승을 가져온 것 같은데요. 자, 그러면 올 시작이 좋습니다. 시즌 시작이 좋은데 올 시즌 목표 마지막으로 한 말씀 해주세요.
네, 올 시즌 목표는 우선 올 시즌 4승과 단독 다승왕이 목표입니다.
네, 올 시즌 이혜원 선수 많이 노력하는 모습 많이 보여주시기 바라겠습니다. 지금까지 우승자 이혜원 선수 만나봤습니다.
감사합니다.
Always love to hear the ladies talk. They always sound absolutely sweet, don't they? A lovely conversation there with, Lee Yvonne, and she was just underlining or highlighting, the moments that really mattered to her and how she pulled through it. Absolutely fantastic finish to the tournament. I wasn't really expecting it to be such an amazing one. Now here we have the highlights coming on. Let's very quickly get down to it before we can get to the prize presentation. And there we have the first hole. Hong Jun Min really shining here. She did exceptionally well. Did get herself onto the rough, in a few spots. But she was really the golfer who started off on the front foot or finished on the front foot yesterday. And it was an excellent way to get going. But had an on-par finish for the first hole. And that's where her stumbling block would have been, where Lee Yvonne, of course, was just one behind and, just gave her a chance to catch up as well. And there were so many turning points in this event. Down to the sixth hole once again. Hong Jun Min was tied, on 10 points. She went back into the lead, finishing with a birdie there on hole 6. After that bogey that she had on, hole 1, which was her undoing, but she did come back into it, in the front 9. And then on the 7th hole, Lee Yvonne, who was just one behind, performed exceptionally well there. There was a terrific birdie from her, and then she, became joint leader back again with hole 7 and a birdie there. It was even scores for her all around before that. And then finally on the 9th hole, well, just a few hiccups for her, which was starting to take place. She missed out on an on-par finish. And then one of the strangest things that, you would have thought would take place for Lee Yvonne, where she landed up with a double bogey and took her down to a 9 under. Then on the 11th hole, so that just slipped out for her. On the 12th hole, needed to find the groove back. She had, no driving worries like yesterday, and in between she did hit her peak. She had some fascinating, tee-offs there, and that's what we saw. Great placement on the green. And she was 9 under at this point. And she just about managed to get back to a 10 under after a bogey on the 11th, another birdie on the 12th. So up till that point, up till the 12th hole, she had 2 bogeys and 2 birdies. Meanwhile, on the 13th hole, Hong Jun Min landed herself in a spot of trouble when she got onto the rough. And then once again got herself into the ditch. And I think that really, when you think about it, both these golfers showed such great character, to come from down, to come from behind every time to lead. It was really a worthy contest, and I think one of the best ways to get the season started. And if this is a teaser of what to expect in the season, it's going to be a fantastic 2025. There once again, as you put it, Lee Won herself really pulling herself together at this point. She was still trailing. She was in second position with that 10 under, and then on the 16th hole, I think things did turn around because they were both Hong Junmin and Lee Won were both on 11 under, and it's this particular stroke that was such a bother for Hong Junmin, and this was the turning point. According to me, this was the turning point in that contest between these two golfers. If Hong Junmin had not bogeyed that, or more importantly, not double bogeyed that on hole 16, she would have won this tournament. But that's golf. That's the way that it plays out. So hole number 16 was the turning point in the entire event and pretty much the decider of what was to come. But of course, Lee Won just, shining bright after that. She lipped out as well on hole, 16. And she had a bogey there on hole 16, and that was really what took her to 10 under and into second rank behind her counterpart. Then on the 17th hole, the contest was just brewing, because after that double bogey on hole 16, Hong Junmin was on 9 under, and then she had that perfect placement to get herself out of the rough and into a fantastic position for a birdie. And the 18th hole, that was the decider. Hong Junmin needed to finish off with the birdie. She missed out on an eagle because she had to get out of that, incline. But what a fantastic moment. Second best, I would say, stroke of the day. This contest really went down to the last stroke, didn't it? So Hong Junmin finished off with the birdie and 11 under, and Lee Won needed an eagle, and she found it. That was the only way she could avoid a tiebreaker, finish it off, an eagle on hole 18, and a 12 under score to win the championship. This has got to be the best way that any golf season can start. You can't beat that. There's nothing that comes close to it. What a fantastic way to get this party started. Just awaiting the prize presentation now. So there's all the golfers step up. And those will be felicitated as well as honored for their efforts here.
기부금 1,600만 원 표와 함께 사진 촬영 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 네, 감사합니다. 네, 선수들 자리로 이동해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
These golfers are all putting on a real show. Remember, the distribution of prize money is pretty huge. Kim Min-ji,
명예회원 2년이 수여되고요. 시상에는 동네 베스트 골프클럽 김도진 총지배인님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 2025년 두산건설 리그 챔피언십 동네 베스트 골프클럽 코스 레코드 김훈한 선수는요. 1라운드 무려 63타를 기록했습니다. 김민솔 선수입니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
remember there's incentives and prizes for Rookie of the Year. There's also going to be, Best Rookie. Oh, I do love that panda. That has to be the cutest. It's such an amazing plush, and that's the course record. Honorary member of the Dongre Benist Golf Club. The course record being handed out. And the panda in the picture, it's like he's holding the placard. Well, everyone's going to be in the picture. Dongre, honorary member of the Dongre Benist Golf Club. It's all these wonderful golfers here. Keep in mind the fact that when you're an honorary member, you can come and play when you want. And these golfers deserve it because they bring in the crowds, they bring in, other avid golf lovers to come and actually play a couple of rounds. Kim Min-ji, another experienced contender. She's a terrific golfer, very dedicated to the course. I'm not going to say the cause.
동반자와 KD의 의견을 비공개로 수집하여 선정했습니다. 부상으로는 프로암 K 트로피와 순금 10돈 골프공이 수여되고요. 2025년 KLPGA 시즌 최초 우승 시 해당 대회 우승 상금의 100% 보너스가 제공됩니다. 시간에는 두산건설 최인 전문의께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 자, 그러면 바로 2025년 두산건설 위브 챔피언십 프로암 K 바로 발표하도록 하겠습니다. 프로암 K를 수상할 선수는요, 박민지 선수입니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 축하드립니다.
Kim Min-ji stepping up.
프로암 K 박민지 선수로 모두가 선정을 했는데요. 트로피 전달해 드리고 있습니다. 트로피 위에는 10돈의 골프공이 올라가 있고요.
And I think that's the final round queen honor. She's made the final round very often here, and now stepping up to take that first place finish. And as I said it before, leave on such and that's a Pro Am queen for Kim Min-ji, for the queen of the course here today.
네, 수고해주신 최인 전문의가 박민지 선수, 두산건설 선수단 여러분 다시 한번 감사드립니다.
Is none other than Lee Von. As I said, she's a petite golfer, just 5'4". She's a powerhouse when it comes to her skill sets. Absolutely lovely to chat with, and just looks like the cute girl next door. But when she's with the club, she's lethal. And here she is. Starts off her season with the win. Remember, last year she started off with the Blue Canyon win, her 7th win on the KLPGA, and she takes home, well, a huge package. I'm going to convert it for you into, US dollars. And she will take home 147,981.75 US dollars, which means that's almost close to 148,000 US dollars, give or take here or there, depending on the conversion rate. The winner's jacket, always very prestigious. and much needed.
자, 앞에 보세요. 자, 잘한다. 하나, 감사합니다.
네, 축하드립니다. 자, 이어서 두산건설 이정환 이사님께서 트로피 전달해 주시겠습니다. 두산건설 리그 챔피언십 우승자 트로피는 세계 최초로 선수가 완성하는 트로피로 만들었습니다.
Lee-won fan club. Pretty big.
대기해 주시기 바랍니다.
Well, that trophy's got to be a work of modern art. That's really unique, actually.
두산건설 리그 챔피언십 트로피는 챔피언이 완성하는
So don't forget, while we talk about it, taking taking second place was Hong Jun-min, who'll take home $90,433.29 US dollars, and of course An Song-yi takes home third position with the third prize money as well, $65,769.67 US dollars. And I'm giving you the prize money because if you total it at the end of the year, well, our golfers certainly earning the fruits of their labor with that. You've got a great amount of sponsors. You've got a great amount of support for golf, in Korea Republic. Also in places like Japan, Thailand as well, very good golf support. Singapore now has, their own event as well. The Singapore Open, it's been, around for quite a bit of time. Just labeling a few of them, but the KLPGA and the JLPGA are two very prestigious tours, and keeping in mind the fact this is the 48th edition of this of the KLPGA, it's quite exemplary. And she's got to place that right there. I think there's a magnet that'll hold it into place or something like it. That's a very, very unusual trophy, but I do love it. It's a champion year of the Doosan ENC Weave Championship. Lee Yi-won. What a performance from her. That is a very unique trophy, and I think that stands really heavy, which is why they pulled it off. And that's the prize money, 216 million Korean won, or 147,981.75 US dollars. And there's Lee-won. I think she's going to shy away from even pulling that, trophy off with that stand. And there we go. That panda comes back again, the sibling of the one that was given earlier. I do love that panda. Absolutely. That looks really cute. Takes such an amazing picture, and that lovely bouquet of flowers. Oh, those colors always fantastic. So that was the Doosan ENC Weave Championship 2025. We were coming at you live from the Dongrae Benist Golf Club in Busan. My name is Glenn Mascarein. It's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here, and I'll catch you again with another KLPGA event real soon. Till then, you stay well, stay happy, and don't forget, take care of yourself and your family always. Bye-bye for now.